Now you listen to me, Father. I am the chief magistrate and official of the new regime.
But if we got you on a really good fitness regime.
Vowed that the first task of the communist
Offer him a
regime
key position in the new regime.
Install a regime loyal to the emperor.
You're blind. Think about this
We're
regime.
starting a new regime.
Down with the Hitler regime.
Speaking out against the regime.
You have something in common. You were part of that same regime.
Euphemism for assassinations in regimes of this ilk.
It's a regimen, Mom, like doing sit-ups.
What's he done now?
Now you listen to me, Father. I am the chief magistrate and official of the new regime, and I cannot afford to have my own father make...
Lou tells me you're a bit of an action man before.
Pat?
I bet if we got you on a really good fitness regime. You know, there's actually a Swedish study about how you can train muscles.
China. Chairman Mao vowed that the first task of the communist regime is to reunite the Chinese motherland.
His army. It's no secret he's not happy about it. Offer him a key position in the new regime. Make him see the light.
Bring peace and prosperity to the galaxy. Install a regime loyal to the emperor and eradicate the hostiles.
It's their plan. Up. Hey, there's sleepwalkers out there. They're blind. Think about this regime. Media brainwashing. Secret.
Rune, we're starting a new regime. We rise at 4:30, work
The devil's shadow. Pass this card on. Down with the Hitler regime. What a scrawl. Even my daughter read.
Up and down the country are the same thing. People speaking out against the regime just disappearing.
I have nothing in common with you and party hacks like you. You have something in common. You were part of that same regime. You stood by that regime the same as the rest of us.
claim. He killed himself in police custody. That's standard euphemism for assassinations in regimes of this ilk. No one's going to swallow that one.
Whatever it's called.
It's a regimen, Mom, like doing sit-ups.
Well, it's just adding pressure.
What pressure?
Tanganya went on to promise that the junta would accomplish what the previous regime had failed to do. Speculation on collaboration between armed forces.
The Queen's sorrow remain impenetrable. She has now restricted herself to a regime of such ferocious introspection.
At us. Christ almighty. The old pissing South African regime is our fault. What are the Soviets saying?
I'm afraid the Russians are...
They might take us in.
They might also be working with the regime.
It's a risk.
Fuckers! That's your fucking face, Barry!
This is an outlaw regime.
Oh my god.
Se lo dije, Pablo, se lo dije.
Pause and unclog your weary mind, you know? This is my daily regime. Brisk walk, a leisurely dip.
The Parliament. Your broad wave about Miranda has weakened their regime, but they are not gone, and they are not.
Every cell it comes in contact with. I'm going to prescribe a regimen of vitamins, as well as the mineral zinc, to build up your immunity.
By boss, you mean... Skipper, chief, capo regime. He's the boss of the Gambino family, and he told me to take care of...
It's totally inadequate. And I don't buy your theories about the body adjusting to the new hygiene regime.
You know what I can adjust to? The drinking and the...
Casals is a righteous soul. He refuses to play in any country that recognizes Franco's regime.
Who's Franco?
Big changes. Yeah, a sponge cake. A new regime. Signing a new striker this morning. Hey, who made these? Of the Republic.
The end of a regime that acquiesces to disorder. At this very moment.
In particular, had real political difficulties with the regime, and we had to go underground for...
Bring him back. So you got to talk to Sonny. You got to talk to the cover regimes, that Tessio, that fat Clemenza.
To win popular support caused an ongoing erosion of confidence in the various American but illegal Saigon regimes.
How many men? What would it take? Is there a cheaper way to destabilize a regime? That's what we're paid to do.
Walk on.
We have to lay down a schedule. Regimen we all adhere to. Edema sets in if we don't keep drinking.
$1 million frowns from the US alone. You can bet that's going to have an effect on the regime. Annie!
This is fascist white minority regime.
Fascist white regime.
One man, one vote.
One man, one vote.
Free side.
There's a new regime in here, and it's starting now. Good day, Mr. Froy.
My heart has soured on this world long ago. Perhaps a regime change is just what it's needed.
Beaumont, you gave your hand for me. Now you're taking...
Regarding our role here. What is your role here? Besides endorsing a regime that murders thousands of human beings?
Let's level with each other, sir. If you hadn't been dangerous, on the other, you have most of the population who are tearing down the regime's flags and demanding a new government. Civil unrest, as complicated as it is.
I remember as a teenager I went to Warsaw when it was still a strict communist regime, which I don't approve of at all, but...
Yeah, sure you know. Green juice? Is it? Oh, I guess it is, you know, it's just part of my regiment these days. Little green juice, little, what's that class you be taking? Soul cycle.
He has initiated a strict regime of physical exercise. Fortunately, we have a safe way.
Yeah. I mean, yes, sir. Even under the Hitler regime.
Who gave their lives to bring an end to the enslavement of Italy at the hands of the Nazi fascist barbarian regime. But our thoughts, above all, go to our brother.
First to the year 1939, when Charlie Chaplin and his evil Nazi regime enslaved Europe and tried to take over the world.
He can now enjoy all of the sweet, sweet liberty allowed under the regime of President Vladimir Putin.
There is still a thing called execution.
A lot of ins, a lot of outs. Fortunately, I'm adhering to a pretty strict drug regimen to keep my mind, limber.
Because you would have been referred to as a barbarian.
That's their current regime.
I think you better...
This isn't an election. This is a coup. This is, in our own country, a regime change in our own country.
Ben, don't. Ben.
Often any new advance can be a matter of serendipity.
For the last 6 months, all our ALD boys have been on a regimen which excludes saturated...
...forward and make new ones. And will launch myself into frenzied keep fit regime. I'm allowing 4 weeks to reduce thigh circumference in order to